All right, boys. So, well, I woke up late today, so this is gonna be like just a cheat video, right? I don't have any crazy thing planned. I'm using this team because I like this team, and other than that, like I'm just gonna be talking about PvP, what I like about PvP, what I don't like about PvP, right? It's just gonna be a casual video of me playing, right? So you can either just sit back, relax, listen to me, watch me, or I mean, fair enough. If you don't want to watch it, sure. But if you don't want to watch it and you're gonna go away, at least like the video. Thank you. All right. Anyway, I already did try and record this. I did one match and I was trying to speak and I could not form a single coherent sentence. So I was like, all right, let me re-record this, right? All right. So gear PvP or PvP in general in this game, it's kind of the main mode of this game, right? It's kind of the main mode of this game, right? There's people that enjoy PvE more than PvP. Okay. See, the issue is that we're probably gonna only fight bots in this video too, so like there really won't be any interesting stuff. Because usually when I record, I wake up at like 8 a.m. to record, so I can like snipe the JP players, because it's like 3-4 p.m. for them when I record usually, like maybe like 5 p.m. right, which is good. But when I record late, like now, which 6 p.m. for me, 6:30 p.m. actually for me, it's like 1 a.m. for them. There's not really gonna be anyone playing this game, right? But anyway, let me move. I'm gonna kill this thing and then freeze this thing. Kawaii na bop. Kawaii na bop. Right. So, I thought you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage there. Almost. Probably has got his listener back, right? Yeah, classic. Alright, which brings me to issue 1 of PvP. There's not a lot of units usable. And the main reason for that is they release a new unit, right? And let's say like Sora and Tamriel. And then instead of like, so now gods are strong, right? Ludo, Goddess Liz, Sariel, Tamriel, they're all really strong, right? Instead of like making it so you can only really run them on like specific teams with gods and stuff, they make it so you can run them with everything still, right? Like Tamriel, Gother, Esterosa, right? Broken. Sariel, the one green Gother at the time was broken. Now it's kind of whatever, Heike. If I'm gonna be fully honest, I'm actually just gonna freeze you and freeze you. I think. Oh wait, I used a AOE. Oh, I thought I used the single target. Oh well. Yeah, so instead of like I feel like teams should be more like units should be more released around like team orientation. Like that's why I really like Assault Meliodas, right? Like all his stuff was like more focused, I wish I killed him, around like team orientation instead of just having like Anga Banga, everyone's really strong. And you can run with everything. You can't run Assault Melee with everyone. Oh, I actually lose this. Unlucky. I misplayed horribly. Oh, Pog, yo, he's frozen. Let's go. I can win this. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, and I win this. Okay, so what I do is we slap her up. Oh wait, we only have 2 cards. Okay, well I have to hope he doesn't have a stun then. Actually, can I even draw a card if I use this? We'll see, right? Not sure. I can. Okay, sick. One major issue is that units aren't being released around teams. So they release all these broken units thinking, oh, Sora's gonna buff gods, make loot and stuff really good. And then instead, it's just like, oh, wow, he's god. The one is a human. Green Gother time. Whoa, they're both really strong and it's better than a god team. And then... See, I don't know who lives, but I'm gonna target Sario just in case he lives. Cause revive, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay, nice. Yo, stun Gother though? No way. Whatever. I don't think Gother's gonna kill. All right. Instead of like releasing team-based units, like they release units with teams in mind, right? Okay, oh, it's buff god, but instead it just ends up being like broken for everything, right? I don't know. I don't like that personally, right? I'm not saying this is objective game critique. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I don't like that, right? Like full unknown teams, full human teams, they just feel right to me, right? Full demon teams, or commandment demon, right? It just feels right to me. Now, obviously, that shouldn't be the only thing, right? You should still be able to mix and match creatively, right? But not just be, oh, Green Gothorn and 2 different type races and they do Unga Bunga damage, right? That's what I feel like is incredibly boring in this game. And, you know, I wish they changed it. I wish, like, it's hard to change now, but they have been kind of going towards the team meta, right? With, like, Green Gothorn being the first step in the right direction, but then he was just absolutely broken. And then, having what you call it, like assault melee, right? And then having the ReZero collab with the unknown units be a thing. Right now we have Arthur for humans, but he was a giant failure because he's horrible. Which, speaking of Arthur, you know, it's a PvP video, but in my last video you guys kind of enjoyed, like, the comments were kind of, like, you kind of enjoyed that I did a multi, so I'm gonna do 2 multis. Because I have the 31 gems ones and I just got the PvP gems, so I was like, why not? But yeah, that's I don't know. The team one is like my main issue, and then also like the balancing, instead of classic Grand Cross multi, instead of releasing units for like there's a really strong unit, right? There's the one. Instead of releasing someone that, like, you know, is also really strong for a different race, they try to counter him, right? It's like they directly counter him, and that was an issue in early Grand Cross. A lot, like, that issue like was a lot bigger in early Grand Cross. Classic multis, by the way. I don't really care. I don't expect anything. There was like the issue in like old Grand Cross was a lot worse with that, because like they'd release blue D Meliodas, right, and Dilia, and he'd be really good, right? He was destroying everything, and then right after they released Green Valenti, who's like just an absolute hard counter to that team. Right, and then the team was like already, like, it wasn't even the best anymore, right? Then Mono Red came out on New Year's with Red Escanor being a thing, and then they still a month later released Red Skinny King to like nerf Pen even more, right? And now we had the crit meta, I think, since Green Gothorn came out, so like last year's Halloween, and it took them until now to nerf it. It took them until now to release like Chandler and Fast Sodas, and they're not really like common units that you'll like be able to like sub into most teams. They're specific for like the demon team pretty much, right? But yes, there's some like other like small teams you can like maybe run them on, but for the most part, right, it's like that's still not an option. Like, there's still so many units that can get crit, and Green Gothorn is not an option, like a countermeasure to crits. It doesn't have dodge for its sake. Yeah, Green Gothorn is not like a countermeasure to crits, right? You increase your defense rate stats and everything, right? But that's not good. That's just lazy, right? Make something that's specifically for crits, right? We have Nanashi, who was an attempt but didn't really work. I think he is really strong, but he's still like, there's a whole, like, his thing is only crit and nothing else pretty much. Like, he has some sort of ult control, but like ults are like pretty irrelevant outside of like certain teams. Like, the one won't really rush ult, Cyril won't really rush ult, Merlin won't really rush ult. I didn't realize that I have Merlin ultimate thingy ultimate now, because the card merch, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna freeze him, and I'm gonna freeze him, and then I'm gonna move these, get his ultimate. Yeah, I think there should be more options for everything. You know, also like a really random thing, we have the what do you call it? Something with the defense ones. We have the 60% defense for blue. We have the 60% defense for red. We don't have a 60% defense for green. Now defense is useless, but it's still like a thing, right? Like, I'd like to have that 6% green defense unit and make it an actual usable unit, right? Unlike the other two. And then I could run him with Green Merlin, give her Tamria Link, right? And then like run Doji maybe even to like make sure that she gets taunted all the time. And I'll do that. I should have done the single target card, but I wasn't thinking. But yeah, okay. Oh, I should have frozen first. I wasn't sure if it was gonna kill though. It's fine. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of like sub-unit like cards. Not a lot of like good supports, right? The only supports we really have that call supports, the enhancers, are Green Gothorn. It's the only enhancer we have, I think. I can't think of anyone else. There's no one really else. We have really defensive units. We have Red Melascula and Goddess Liz, who are supports, but they're just ultra defensive. And that's also another issue. We only have offense and defense in this game. There's no like utility. There's no like gimmick stuff. Fest King has gimmicks, I guess, but that's you know how that ended. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like this game just is missing a lot of units, and a lot of times with unit designs, they tried to make it simple. I tried like with Arthur, they gave him horrible cards because they thought their passive was broken. I don't know if they have anyone at playtests. I don't think so. Like, because then they wouldn't have released him because he's horrible. He's absolutely horrible. I would love Arthur to be good because Arthur 1 is cool, deserves a good card. And to humans, you know, the 1, I think they're scared of the 1, even though the 1 is horrible. The 1 is like not good anymore. He just simply isn't. Okay, he's not bad, but like he's not in the top 5 teams. I'd say top 1 is probably Merlin with like ReZero squad. The second team is probably Estarossa, Tarmiel, Green Gother. The third team, high key probably Assault Melee. And then probably I guess fourth team is just a different variation of Merlin, and the fifth maybe would be like the 1, something with the 1. I don't know, but PvP is just, I just want more units, right? I like making quirky teams, but there's no quirky units. There's a lot of units, a lot of quirky units have conditions where it's like you have to build up stuff for a long time. There's not like, oh, use them with other units and then because of the combination of that card effect and this card effect, it's pretty quirky. There's not that. And there's also the CC issue, right? You go second, you get one shot by Merlin, right? You go second, you get one shot by, like, you let Estarossa and Tarmiel set up, right? Even if you go up against the 1, I guess like, he'll one shot you. Sariel will one shot you if you use all these quirky units because there's no good ones. Right, most of the quirky units are SR and Rs, which another big issue in Grand Cross, in my opinion, is that there is no Rs and SRs. Like, ever since release, they added Arden, and that's it. And then that was it. And they haven't released any other ones. And then Fate Ultimates 2, bro, the last one we got, we didn't get any. Then Red Escanor came out, and then Escanor got one with Merlin. He didn't have that from the start. I think on Global he had that from the start. On JP he didn't. Yeah, I just assume we're gonna fight bots. Unlucky. Bob. Freeze him. Yeah, we haven't had any Rs or SRs release ever since like launch, and I think that's an issue too, because like once the SR and Rs tend to be the most interesting units and most fun units to use, which is why I feel like they should bring that SR and R rule back. And then it's just like, bro, there's so many SSRs and no SRs and Rs. Why are you not making one? Why are you not making one that's like a, you know, for the free-to-play players, give them SRs and Rs they can use for association links that aren't wow, did the bot know that I only have Hendrickson cards? Crazy. I'm just gonna do this. There's no SR for free-to-play players, right? Like release like an SR Merlin, an SR Escanor, or SR like something, right? That they, you know, because SRs you can get to 6-6 relatively easy, right? Give that for free-to-play players so they can get them to 6-6 for association links. Instead of just having to use like their 2-6 Merlins if they want the Fate Ultimates, or their 3-6 whatever, right? Because I've been there, guys. I know a lot of free-to-plays don't believe it, but whales have been there, and we all have been free-to-play at some point. Or money doesn't solve every problem. Not in video games, at least, bro. In real life, bro, I don't care what people say. Money solves everything. I am so sad Sora did not die to that. Acto, Bob. I don't know. I feel like the game has just gotten really lazy with like releases and production. A lot of like events are just the same stuff, just rerun different skin. A lot of units, like they stopped making new skills for the most part. It's all just the same skills repeated on units. I don't know. It could have just been a lot better. I wish I drew a freeze card. Well, if I'm actually not gonna bother using his cards because he's gonna get one shot. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I think actually this breaks shield. Oh, it definitely does not. Oh. Ah, nice, it did. Let's go. Hope he doesn't have another shield. Hope he like AoEs, it doesn't kill. Oh, okay, well it definitely is killing. Yo, hold on, Emilia, card merge. Let's go. Don't shield. Perfect. Alright, here we go. Now we can win easy clap. Can we though? Yeah, we can. Okay, thank God. Just in case, right? But I'm pretty sure she dies to the first one. Oh wow. Alright, well I'm glad I did too then. There it is, the big crate. Todari nasai, acto. Oh, we did. Oh, we drew a stun. We drew a stun. We're chilling. Oh, actually, hold on. Dissolve and then stun since we're not freezing anymore. There we go. Go wine up, but. So come on. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Grand Cross is kind of lazy. I think this year has been the worst for Grand Cross. Game wise. I think they've gotten a million times more greedy too. With like everything. I think I was quiet here for like 5 minutes just now, I think. I don't know. I felt like I was not talking for like so long. I think Grand Cross really just got super lazy with content too. This year, right? Like the tower, the new tower, like what is that? what is that? Units have gotten less and less interesting. Merlin is like the only interesting unit that released this year, I think. Her and Chandler, I think, are the only interesting units. The rest is pretty boring. Like what released this year? MK2 Valenti. No, actually fine. She's alright. Red Easton's boring. Doesn't do anything. Fest Zeldris is just an attempt at Green Golden for demons. Who else released? Oh yeah, the Stranger Things collab was alright. I mean, 2 of the 4 units are unusable. 1 is cool. It's actually interesting. And 11 is just Angabanga, big damage, Sariel clone, pretty much. I don't know. I feel like last year, like I think Tarmiel and Sariel are like really creative units, as stupid as they are. And as much as I hate them, I think they're really creative. Arthur is not even creative. It's just bad. It's just bad. Like this, it's just they didn't think about it. They didn't think about what humans needed. Yeah, last year had like Green Roxy. Oh, last year had Green Roxy, had Red Shin, it had the Attack on Titan collab, had Green Gulther. Oh, it's just better. I mean, it also had Goddess List, right? So don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, I don't know. Last year just felt a lot better for Grand Cross, in my opinion. Like Green Eastern too was really cool at that time. And yeah, SRs and RS, bro, it's just there's none. There is none. I think the meta shifted a lot more frequently last year too. And now since Green Gulther, it's pretty much just been like super stale up until Merlin. But yeah, I don't know. That was just like my random rant. I just had to get a video out real quick, so here we go. Hope you guys could enjoy this. If you actually watched to the end, you're a legend. Or you're really bored, or both. So yeah, anyway, Rimuru, good job.